My man over in El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, has another great propaganda video out. We played earlier this week a propaganda video from the El Salvadoran president of all these MS-13 gangsters just being hauled around this giant prison like insects, looking so weak, so humiliated. Then there was an answer video to that. The kind of complementary video to that was the president addressing the army troops who have rounded up all these gangsters. And it was bright and it was inspiring and he was talking about God and it was great. Now we've got another propaganda video. It's a propaganda video of the president sending these gangster prisoners to go destroy tombstones that have MS-13 symbols on them. I love this video. You see their MS right there on a tombstone, and you'll see too the symbolism of Santa Muerte, all this occult, demonic, downright satanic symbolism, which has always been associated with MS-13. MS-13 has a deeply satanic element to it. And so what does the president do? He not only destroys their monuments, these occult, criminal, gangster, satanic monuments, he has the gangsters do it themselves. He forces them to do this. Is this authoritarian? I guess, as I've said before, I don't really know what that word means. As far as I can tell, the word authoritarian is just the word to describe one's political opponents. Whenever we do something in politics, that's good, that's wonderful, that's very liberal, that's great. But when our opponents do something in politics, that's always authoritarian. So sure, call it authoritarian. This is my kind of authority, baby, because the president in El Salvador is the legitimate civil authority. He inherited this massive problem where there was a rival power. The rival power to the duly elected government is the gangsters, these absolute devils who rape, kill, pillage, and burn. And so what does the president do? He says, we're going to get rid of their power. And not only are we going to round them up, and not only are we going to cut off their commerce, we're going to humiliate them, and we're going to destroy their symbols and their gravestones. We are going to desecrate everything about these people because there's nothing sacred about what they're doing. Everything they do is sacrilegious, in fact. Really important. And the squishes don't quite get this. The squishes are the kinds who will say, oh, who cares? Whether you call a man he or she, who cares? Let's talk about something important, like taxes. Come on, let's talk about something that really matters, like the deficit or whatever. Who cares if we call a man he or she? Well, the libs care. That's why they spend so much time focusing on it. And they care because symbols matter. Symbols might be the most important thing in politics because symbols are how we communicate with one another. Symbols are what binds a community together. If someone comes in and controls all the symbols, changes all the symbols to better jibe with their political program, then they're going to control the political order. So Bukele knows it's not enough to just round up the physical criminals. You've got to change the symbols too, and that changes the meaning of our political communities. The rest of the show continues now. You don't want to miss it. Become a member and use code Knowles, Knowles at checkout for 2 months free on all annual plans.